Hello, VOD. Let's just make sure I am okay. I am actually recording VOD. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to day, is it 27 of MV? I'll probably find my clipboard and check again. Hello, Harv. Hello, Electrica. Hello, Cats Rule Schools. Ivy Warden. Kate Lily. Lenny. Nuke Boy. Electrica. Moose Doggy with the dink water. Cheers. I've got a cat on my desk that I let's see if I can fuck up my camera angle real quick. He's Newton. He's lying down on my desk. Everybody say hello to Newton. Alright, let's see if I can get my camera angle back where it normally is. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, I didn't say hello to everyone. Hello, Zuntrax. Hello, Eggbread Rice, Dadish, Orbit Drops, Sky Shadow Ben, TYMQ, Agotito with the first time chat. Hi, so glad I can finally tune into stream. I'm glad you're here. Fabri Lucen, hello. LV Lade sends his regards. Uh-oh. Puffy Flaw, hello. And I think that's everyone today. Welcome in, Dr. Phineas. I didn't say hello, I don't think. Welcome in to another day of Superflat survival. Right behind me, you'll see a very important plant. This is the micadia plant that I finished breeding up last night on my own time. It took me like another hour or two to finish this and like breed out a whole 31, like a max stat plot. It was annoying. It was annoying. But you can see I made some extra coils for it and all of that. And I've had it collecting in this oak drawer over here. And we have a lot of micadia. We have plenty. I'm going to take this dolly over here. New donation from LV Lathe Machine. I spent all my money at a furry convention this weekend. That's awesome. I mean, do what you love, right? I feel like the stereotype is the stereotype that all furries are like engineers and nuclear physicists. Is that true? You all like rich, like scientists. So you probably got plenty of money to spend at the furry convention if that's the case. Okay, so let's go consult the clipboard. Day 27. Day 27 is going to be our last day of MV, and all of the things that we have done up until this point are going to come together in a very interesting way, in my opinion. So, last stream we left off and we were making our way towards the last MV quest, which is to get our first HV circuit. And we got stopped real quick because silicon solar grade poly-Si ingots require us to have a canthal blast furnace. Now, that's a problem for a couple reasons, but we solved it yesterday, and I'm going to show you how. So every piece of the puzzle, every little thing that we've done is going to come together in a very important way. First of all, let me walk over here for emphasis. The mica that we are getting from these micadia plants, we're going to use this today in making mica insulator foils. The second thing we need for mica insulator foils is asbestos. And I remember we set up these recyclers a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we've been letting it go. And we've been getting something very important that you might not think about, and that is olivine. Now, on Superflat, we don't have access to ores. I don't know how many times I'll say it again. We don't have access to ores. So, mica ore, we don't have access to it. Instead, we have micadia flowers, which we'll put in our advanced extractor to get mica. It takes 38 seconds to do each one. But here's our mica dust that I extracted ahead of time because I knew this would take a lot of time. The second thing we need is asbestos, and there is no way to get this other than using olivine in an advanced autoclave. Now here's the recipe. This is a very niche recipe that you wouldn't be able to find unless you were like really looking for it. But let's get some 9,000 liters of distilled water and get our 18 asbestos dust that we need. How do we make distilled water? Should I just chem react this? Am I really gonna be this lazy, chat? Oxygen cell, 2 hydrogen cells? It sounds like it. And how is everyone doing today, by the way, while we do this? Did you breed them or mutate the plants? I had to breed them because they're HV breeder, or like you need to use the breeding machine, the crop breeder, in order to get it. So we were doing that all yesterday. It was hella annoying. So yeah, also this olivine, we're gonna put distilled water with this olivine, and this is gonna take a couple seconds, but this is going to turn into hydrogen and asbestos, and we'll hold on to that. We'll need that in a second. So canthal coil blocks are made out of a couple different things, one of which is canthal wire, and if you'll remember, yesterday we knocked out the canthal quest and smelted 3 stacks of canthal. We only need 2 stacks of wire, so we should be good to go to make 16 canthal blocks. Molten cupronickel is really easy. Cupronickel is just an alloy smelter, so we should have that. And the third thing we need is mica insulator foil. And now this is where all of this stuff comes together. Silicon dioxide, forming press recipes, asbestos dust, and mica-based pulp. This is where all of these base materials come in that make Superflat even more challenging than you might think. This is like the actual challenge, is sourcing weird materials like this for, you know, random shit that would be really easy otherwise. But let's get processing, shall we? I don't technically need any more mica. Let's go to my pattern over here. Hello, Nihilus Rex. How's it going? Yo, Nun, I got accepted into 3's Terraria challenge. Chad, I might be cooked. I don't know what that is. Is 3 holding a challenge today? And Numbrak Lupalu is saying they're doing pretty good. Let's go. I don't know when you get it, but what about fluoropographite? So, it's a great question. There's a second way to get this, but it requires an HV bending machine, which I'm not really sure why they did all that. I guess you also need a vacuum freezer for fluoropographite, so that is next year we can do fluoropographite, but we shouldn't need to. This is a very weird recipe. Quartz sand, potassium carbonate, potassium fluorosilicate. Like who? This is a very niche recipe, but we no longer have to do it because Crops NH gives us ways to get through all of this stuff. What was I grabbing? Probably we need silicon dioxide or Certus quartz. I think I'm gonna do Certus quartz. Sticky resin, that's what I was grabbing. We need 12 sticky resin. Hello, Nine, just made my first clean room. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's a pretty big achievement. Let's see, how much, we're at 3.2 million polyethylene. So I dare say our clean room is not going to be too hard to make when we have to do that. I'm very glad, fuck, not these pipes again. I'm very glad I set that up when I did. 3's doing a challenge where lava is rising. It's the last man standing kind of thing. That is fun. That does sound fun. Okay, I think that's everything that we need, like straight up. I think we're good to go. The first thing I'm gonna do while we process all of this, actually, I think I already did this. Nice, I already got canthal wire going. But basically we put canthal in the wire mill and we'll get some canthal wire out of that. And I'm actually just gonna craft that out into 2 times canthal wire, which is what we need. We are going to take 36 of our mica dust and 12 sticky resin on circuit 2. And that should make us mica-based pulp, if I'm not wrong. Why did that take so long to respond? That freaks me out. Newton, what do you want? What are you looking at? Newton does not fuck with this mica base foil right now. You doing okay, buddy? He's also like kind of sitting on my audio interface, so if my audio goes haywire, I need you guys to let me know. Because he's tweaking with it again. What do you think is the hardest part going to be in HV? I don't know. I don't know. Titanium should be pretty easy. Phosphorus dope wafers, not too hard. I actually have no clue. Maybe sourcing tantalum and all the circuit parts that we need. Newton is just going to be with us for the rest of the stream today, I guess. We're going to take this mica-based pulp and we are going to put it in the forming press on circuit 1 with our asbestos dust that we just got from our olivine to make mica-based sheets. Where's our asbestos dust? Oh, it's right here. Lovely. Hello, Gamer Call Unreal. How was your day? My day was pretty good. I just woke up. I couldn't really sleep that much at the fire station last night. I don't know. I had a lot on my mind. I was up for calls and stuff, and so I was like, just not sleeping. And then I got home and I was like fucking starving, but I didn't eat, and then I couldn't sleep. So I had to like wake up at like 8 a.m. or get out of bed at 8 a.m. and go back to sleep, and it was a lot. 2 stacks of ingots on tier for the coils for the first EBF, 1 stack and 16 for the second and third, and 48 for the fourth. I don't know what that means. I think it's just 2 stacks every time. Oh, are you talking about when you wall share? Oh, I'm not gonna... Genuinely, how did you get here? First of all, I am imprisoning you in the soul vial of shame. Second of all, I am casting you out into the wild. I think I have a second one of you. Can I not? Is he trapped here? Is there no way to get him out? Okay. He's just trapped in there forever. I swear there was a... Oh, okay. Just doesn't work on walls, I guess. Cool. Bile water, best OST, no dips the rest. It is, yeah, it's probably my favorite from that Silk Song. I actually did not like Silk Song as much as I like the OG Hollow Knight. I know that might be a crazy take, but the atmosphere, the story, the vibes, so much better. All right, we're gonna take our mica-based sheets now, and we have one more step, which is to put them in an, well, actually we got 2 more steps, but we gotta put them in an alloy smelter with Certus quartz dust to make mica-based sheets into mica insulator sheets. I have no real idea. I have no idea if this is like an actual realism thing or if they're just doing this for the love of the game, but we're here. I'll just keep this silly cat wool in there. Can they spawn in the loom? You know what? That's a great question. That that might be it. That might be it right there. Let me just... I can't believe you caught that and I didn't. That's crazy. Dude, WP Fluff gets it. Silksong suffers from Elden Ring syndrome, where increasing scale made it easier to screw up. I think I agree with that. And then the final step is to put these mica insulator sheets in a bending machine to get mica insulator foils. And we are finally free. It is time to get our canthal coils. So let's craft this all up. Is this facing the right way? So we're going to put that there. Like we crafted copper nickel coils in an LV assembler, we need to craft canthal coils in an MV assembler. And these are going to take a couple of seconds each, but we need 16 coils and then we'll be good to go. Oh man, finally. It took us so long to get through MV, I'm not gonna lie. This has been the longest tier yet, and I wonder if it's because we went and did magic. Um, I think if we didn't do magic, we actually would have had a harder time progressing though. Like between all the different random shit that we did, like duping magnesium or manganese and other duplication recipes and what else did we do? We did so much. Thirsty tanks are super helpful. I love water, so yummy. You know what? I agree with that. Uh-oh. Oh, I got another dink water. Not better than Coke Zero? I actually don't fuck with any, like, zero drinks. There we go. Let's empty out the excess mica from probably here, right? Yeah. Alright, that should be back in operation. Almost. We need like a quick chest here. Let me just... Zero sugar drinks are low-key bad for you? Cheers. Water. Everyone, drink water now. Drink, drink, drink. Let's empty out my inventory real quick and then we can get back to the grind. Water and tea are the method. I do fuck with tea. I'm not like an avid tea person, but there was this Korean tea called usulok. And I actually when I went to Korea, I visited their place, and they used to have this blend, this tea blend that was fermented apple and cinnamon, or maybe it was some combination of those two flavors, and it was so good. And when I went back to Korea and asked about it, like, hey, do you guys have this still? They're like, no, we don't make this anymore. And I was so sad. Like that's the my favorite tea that I remember of all time, probably. All right, that is the second time I've seen a slime spawn over here. I need to do some spawn proofing over there soon. I hate when they stop making things that you love. You know what I mean? Like life is so good, and then they're like, that one pair of like pants that you always wear. We're no longer making that. That one tea brand that you like. Uh-uh. Thin fucking ice. It's always the best product. Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, if anyone's like a tea savant and blends tea in their own home and can hit me up with fermented apple cinnamon tea blend. I will kiss you on the forehead or something. I don't know. Okay, what are we doing after this? So, we actually get an HV loot bag from 16 canthal coil blocks. Should we just gamble this right off the rip? What can we even get? I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty useless. Unless we get like electric motors, HV, we can pretty much do all of this by ourselves. Anything that I'm missing here, chat, that we want? We're not even going to the moon, so none of this rocket stuff means anything. I think night vision goggles are kind of a pain in the ass to make, but do most people just save their HV loot bags and convert them to the EV ones, or like what's the vibe? What do you guys think? Because the EV ones, Talisman of Remedium is kind of nice. Robot arms, circuits. Like there's not really much here either. I just use them. Yeah, yeah. I guess the Ivy one. So maybe we turn all our EV ones into Ivy bags, but we can just gamble the HV ones because it's just extra components. All right, the moment is upon us. We're almost there. And just like that, our 16th canthal coil block, man, I could not say that correctly. And actually, if we go into the quest book under multi-block goals, we get an HV loot bag for this, which obviously we're gonna immediately gamble. And we got 2 blue steel ingots. At least it wasn't Steve's carts. Let's go replace all of our Cooper-nickel coils from our current blast furnace and get blasting. How laggy are architecture craft blocks? They're not too bad. I would say they're good. They're much better than micro blocks because they don't share block space. I mean, I don't think they'll affect your TPS, but they'll affect your FPS if you're running like a worse GPU. I'm on a 3090 Ti or 3060 Ti or something, and I have never experienced any problems. And just like that, our little drunken EBF should be good to go. So let's get cracking. How dare you bash Steve's carts? I dare you, Moose Doggy. I want one of you to show me one Steve Carts automation that is useful at any point in the game. One of you just gotta, I need to see it at some point. Actually, yeah, water does not affect GT machines. It is totally fine. Let's see, what are we doing? So with those Canthal coil blocks, let's get back on track and make 6 silicon solar grade poly Si ingots. We'll need to do the chemical bath cooling thing again, but it should just be circuit 11 with nitrogen or helium. We don't really have any of that, so I guess we'll just wait. Oh, nice. Our EBF is a tier above the recipe, so it only takes 50 seconds. Huge. Blue steel is actually a really good wire thing, right? Like, why is it only fine blue steel wire? What's going on here? Where's the rest of the wire? Oh, it's blue alloy, not blue steel. What does blue steel do? Am I crazy? What do you even use this for? Yeah, he's been there. I'm just gonna let him be for now. Doesn't seem like he can go anywhere. I can't wait for steel without the stains. I don't know what to say. I think you're gonna get some stains on your steel. I kind of want to trash the small cold boiler. Blue steel frame for large GT. Large Greg Tech. Yes. Oh yeah, another thing we have to do is filter our hot silicon solar grade ingots in this extract filter, so that way they get automatically cooled in our chemical bath setup. That takes 30 seconds, so we're actually positive we're getting ahead on the cooling, luckily. But yeah, gotta set that up. Large gas turbine. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do in the meantime. We're just going to turn that into plates, and then we need transistors, which is fine tin wire and silicon solar grade poly Si with polyethylene. Circuit 2. I think we already have the rest of the circuit components, but let me just check. I remember yesterday we crafted out our 8 good integrated circuits. Let's work on everything we need for these advanced circuits. So we need integrated logic circuit, random access memory, transistor, fine electrum wire, and annealed copper bolt. We figured out annealed copper the other day. I was scared about that, but there's a way to make annealed copper in the electric blast furnace, which I did not know, but that is very helpful. Let me consult my NEI thing. So we've got 16 ILCs, 16 RAM. We need some fine electrum wire. And that's going to be 8 electrum ingots, which is just 4 and 4 silver and gold. Cool. What else do we need? Annealed copper bolts, forgot about you. Chewed use carts like a champ? I just don't believe that. I need to see it to believe it. If you get lucky early game and get a solar engine, a Steve Cart's tree farm is okay. I love how everyone I don't know, I just love the bending over backwards to make Steve's carts like somewhat viable. It's just very funny to me. All right, 16 tin ingots, some silicon solar grade plates, and then we should be able to assemble everything, honestly. You also use them for early elevators. Now that is innovation that excites right there. They can go vertically. Oh man. I don't know if you guys see this, but I don't really have much to go vertically. Hmm. Logistics pipes defense is kind of a crime punishable by death in my chat, because that's just lag city, right? I love logistics pipes. What the fuck is a good UI? Okay, true. Steve carts only run when hell freezes over, and when I take corporate sponsorships and start running ads for the fun of it, that is when we'll get that. Is that enough? It must be, because it's 1 to 8. Yeah. Another little sip of water. Cheers. This just in. Hell is freezing over. More at 9. At 9? Oh, at 6. Alright, I think that's literally everything. I think we're good to go. So silicon solar grade gets turned into plates, and then we put those plates with fine tin wire in an assembler on circuit 2 and chuck a little bit of polyethylene in there, and luckily we've got millions now, literal 3 million polyethylene. So this is a breeze. And there's our transistor. More at 9 would have been much better. Damn it, I guess hell is heating back up again. I think maybe if you're on a Project Singularity scale server and everyone is making their own logi pipes, it might get laggy, but I don't think it's laggy for a single base. You know what? I might give it a try. If the occasion arises, and maybe I'll take a look. If someone can send a video into my Discord, I think I remember some guy made a tutorial video on that. I'll take a look at it. I give you guys no promises, but I'll take a look at it. Okay. That's everything, I think. So the MV tier good integrated circuits we made yesterday, along with fine electrum wire, annealed copper bolts, transistors, integrated logic circuits, and random access memory, all comes together in our basic circuit assembler to make the new tier of circuits. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I don't know what to say. The HV tier circuit. It all comes together to make our first HV tier circuit. They force people to use Steve carts as a form of torture. Patchy here with the hype serve thing. The hype serve, oh my god, I can't speak English. My brain just doesn't work some days. And there we go. Our first HV advanced circuit. I think we need 8 actually for the first quest. So I'll just like, we can stare at this for a little bit, or we can, I don't know, what else could we do? Oh shit, I didn't pick up 6 solar grade ingots, so it doesn't realize that I did the quest. That's actually really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. How do we even make this again? Is this the trichlorosilane thing, or the silane thing? Yeah. One sec. I gotta redo this all. I'm so silly. I should have waited, but I got ahead of myself. So, hydrochloric acid plus raw silicon and cells. Forgot about the cells. Greg and his quest book strikes again. Yeah, that one was kind of my fault. That should maybe be a checkbox quest, but like, you know, it is what it is. Get trichlorosilane on circuit 2 with cells. Can't forget the cells. Do you think Greg and Steve are friends? Wait, why did I get silicon tetrachloride out of this? What did I do wrong here? Does it need to be on circuit 1? Am I fucking silly? No, it needs to be on circuit 2. Silicon tetrachloride, why did we get that? What the fuck is going on? Release me! Well, I fucked something up. That's for sure. I don't get this other loop. Now I need to make more hydrochloric acid. God damn it. Buh. Cool, cool. Oh, I used the wrong recipe. What is going on? I don't get this loop, guys. Am I silly? So wait. We get trichlorosilane from raw silicon dust and hydrochloric acid, which gives us hydrogen cells and trichlorosilane. Then what? Then we take the trichlorosilane and react it on circuit 1 with hydrogen and get silicon solar grade and hydrochloric acid out. That seems simple enough. So this never should have left circuit 1 is what I'm seeing. Man, I'm so used to doing the other line, which is the silicon tetrachloride line, but I realized that the electrolyzer is much slower than the chem reactor could be. So I realized the fault in my ways. So the next time, what we'll do is load up this this hydrogen into here, and then take the trichlorosilane and just chuck it in there. There we go. That's how that works. So many recipes. There's also this one, which is essentially the same thing, but reverse. Now we gotta wait again for the stupid hot silicon ingots. I swear I'm not content farming, chat, I'm just silly. Another thing we could do is just BQ admin quest complete these, because we know that they're real. We know that we did them. But that's okay. We can wait a little bit more. I want to patch up that wall over there that the slime keeps spawning on anyway. Content farmer spotted. Enemy spotted. If I kill this guy, it's just gonna leave me with more slimes. So I'm just gonna eat him up. This guy is getting the fucking... Oh, uh-oh. Oh, he's got fucking ankle... He juked me out. Holy shit. And I will never beat the clip farming allegations. I've got so much like latent stupidity and brainlessness that it's just, I clip farm without even thinking about it. It's just like I'm a natural at it. Just when your brain just doesn't work like it used to before, you know? My first impression of GTNH is that it was an engineering focused mod pack, but it's a chemistry focused mod pack. I think I might agree with that. Maybe. I really love the chemistry in it. I think knowing your periodic table is actually like super useful in GTNH because it allows you to like look at ores and stuff. Like, let's say chalcopyrite. You're looking at chalcopyrite and you go, okay, copper, iron, and 2 sulfur. So I know that if I process down chalcopyrite, that eventually I will get pyrite, which is iron and sulfur. iron dust and sulfur, and copper somewhere along the line. So I guess if we just electrolyze chalcopyrite dust, we get copper, iron, and sulfur. So like knowing your periodic table is really useful in this pack, I would say. Plus, I'm just a gigantic. I'm like a gigantic nerd. I knew the periodic table way before Greg Tech, but it is certainly a useful bit of information. We got a big dink water. Cheers. Hello, Dorter. How's it going? First time I've gone out of my way to find out a stream schedule so I can watch live in years. Thanks for the Greg Tick addiction, by the way. Hello, Dorter. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. And yeah, I'm glad I could help you with your Greg Tech addiction. What is life except one big Greg Tech addiction? Helicopters, helium, lithium, copper, no, cobalt, platinum, and erbium. Is erbium real? There's a couple of like fake elements in GTNH. I think erbium is one of those like lanthanides, like way down there. Erbium is real? Okay, I just had to check. And you know what's funny though? Like GTNH has a bunch of chemical processes that are like real. So I don't know if I shared this guy with you guys, but any polymer in GTNH, let's say like is epoxid actually does it do this as well? I actually don't know. I think epoxid is a different set of polymers, but let's say polyethylene. Polyethylene is a very common polymer, and in a lot of cases, you can polymerize it by introducing oxygen to ethylene. But in a lot of plants that do like industrial polyethylene making or industrial plastic making, they use a little bit of titanium tetrachloride as a catalyst for the reaction. I had some guy pull up in my chat and go, "Yeah, I work at a rubber plant and they use titanium tetrachloride in the rubber plant." And I was like, "Wow, that's cool." So like playing this game low key has taught me a lot about like geology, mining, industry. Supersymmetry more realistic. Now, here's the thing though. I don't go just for realism. I appreciate that the realism is attached onto it. But what I'm mostly here for is a game at the end of the day. Something that is satisfying, right? And it is satisfying to have that realism and have like the payoff. Like, oh my God, I worked for this. It's hard. But I think there's like a line to draw at a certain point. One sec, I gotta fucking clear out my inventory. Grab all of that. Most realistic pack is some random ass Chinese pack. Yeah, true, probably. Duranium, tritanium aren't. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, we went back. We got the quest. Now we gotta do all the quest again. So let's go get our silicon plates and transistors again. Should be pretty easy though. GTNH has taught me that MHD is a real thing. What is MHD? Magnetohydrodynamics? Is that what you're talking about? There's our plates. Oh, I need to do the tin small wire again as well. MHD's nuts. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Got him. Got him for real. Who would win, Hornet from Hollow Knight or Earl Elden Ring? I actually haven't played Elden Ring. Last time I tried playing Elden Ring on stream, it lagged out my shit because I think my GPU or CPU overheated and started throttling. Because, I don't know, I guess it's just like that. But I did recently update my fans so I might be willing to give Elden Ring another try because I got my cooling a little bit better. There's not a 0% chance for Now Red to build Greg Tech lines for video. I think there's a much higher than 0% chance. Maybe we should contact Nile Red and see if we can do a little crossover event, because I think that would be fucking... I love Nile Red. DM him now then. I don't know, like, I don't see a general appeal. Alright, there's our transistors. I hardly know them. Don't... it's like the Green Goblin. He just... I just can't. And finally, after all that, we have our first 8 advanced circuits. And that should put us very comfortably, drum roll please, into HV. Chat, we made it. Should we make the machine hold? Did we make that last time for MV? I feel like we might as well, now that we're here. Plus we get some vending machine exchanges. Ooh, that's a lot of good ones. I can't lie. Let's just do it. I'm sorry, I didn't really hype that up that much. I probably could have done better about that. We kind of just stumbled into it. All right, I'll make a real hype HV thing in a sec. We'll get the HV energy hall and then we can all celebrate. How's that sound? Do you know that there are 4 elements named after a town in Sweden called Ytterby? Yeah, there's ytterbium. I know that one. All right, chat, get ready to get excited. Once we get the machine hull of HV, that's when we're really getting excited, okay? What else do I need? I need gold cable. We're getting rich today. And of course, we need to circuit 24 this with rubber. I might as well just make a fucking ton of gold cables right now, because God knows we'll need them. Actually, I need this, so we'll put them back in later. Nine, favorite element. It's a good question. I gotta think about that. I don't have a periodic table in front of me, so I'm like blanking. It's like when someone asks you for your favorite song and you need to pull up Spotify. Okay, I'll come back to you on that one. I need to look up a periodic table later. Let's make our HV machine casing. All right, everybody get hyped. We're almost there. HV machine casing goes into our assembler. Now we have an even better recipe for making these machine hulls. We assemble this with polyethylene. And finally, chat, we are in HV, officially. Okay, yeah, I did do that last time because I remember the fanfare went off. So we're here, and I'm very proud of us. We've gotten all the way this far on an entirely super flat world. We've got our healing axe, we've got an EBF, we've got crops out the wazoo, we've got villager farms, we've got magic, we've got everything. And let's see, I mean, how many hours are we at? We are at 135 hours. Almost on the dot? I don't really know. 1524, maybe a little more than 135 hours. We are chillaxing. We're doing so good. And I wanted to take this time, now that we've spent 100 hours in this world, to talk about kind of what I love about GTNH and what I think about this run and will I continue to Stargate. And First off, right off the rip, I want to say I'm going to probably edit this in post and you'll have a totally different reaction to this when we get there. Um, but for now, I will say I think that the Superflat challenge makes Greg Tech New Horizons, especially the early game, feel so much more exciting, especially if you've already completed the Stargate, which, you know, that's like 100 people who have done it solo. It just refreshes the challenge and it also makes you think instead of just going out and okay, this is a checklist, I gotta go mine some copper, then mine some tin. It's like, how am I gonna do this? How are we gonna get from point A to B? And when you get that question of how are we gonna do this, that's when the game gets really exciting. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. There has been some changes recently that are meant to streamline the game so that way everyone has the same experience. For example, there was the removal of steel ingots in this Tinker's smeltery. You can no longer smelt steel dust into steel ingots out of the smeltery. And I take an issue with that because the reason they wanted to do this is for feature parity, so that way the only way to make steel in early game was you need to make a bricked blast furnace. What I think that removes is this beautiful and interesting question of how. And I love asking, like, how am I going to do this? What's the most efficient way I can do this? What is the way that I can circumvent the normal progression? And that's what I see a lot of changes that are going in that direction. And Neurotic Goose and I talk about this all the time. It's that's the magic. And when you take away that choice to do something weird and cool, I think that gets rid of the magic. So that is my only issue that I've been having with this playthrough is I see that those magical things being taken away and I wonder why. Because at the end of the day, this is a game and it's meant to be fun. I will say I love magic. I'm happy that we got to do it this tier. There's so much to do, especially because when you get tired of tech progression, you can just get into magic. There's always something else to distract yourself with, whether it's improving your resource generation, improving your quality of life, checking out some different magical things that you can do, trying new things like logistics pipes or whatever, and then just doing mainline progression, which is really like rewarding and fun. There's a lot of options to do. At the end of the day, did I say that? Let's go. Sub9, how did you get your healing axe on Superflat? Well, you're just gonna have to watch the video. Yeah, we did it the fun way. I'll edit the video. I'll be in editing jail all week, and I'll show you. I'll show you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And HV, we have a lot of cool things to do. I'm gonna claim this for the vending machine unlocks real quick because we unlock a bunch of new things that I might potentially want to like grind out over the break while I'm editing. HV is going to be interesting. We'll need a clean room, which is all the way down. How did you get in here? How do you guys keep doing that? I genuinely do not know. Multi-block gold. Let's go back there. Where is clean room? So first we need nichrome. We need to make nichrome coils first? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it does, actually. And then we can make the vacuum freezer, which is this, requires EV... Wait, isn't that backwards? Or does it go this way? Okay, yeah, it is backwards. But next here, we're going to make a clean room, which is this awesome multi-block that allows us to make increasingly complex circuits, which will be fun. I will probably start building new areas because I think we're running out of space here, but I kind of wanted to wait until EV to do that when we set up AE2. And yeah, once we do that, we'll just run through, grab everything. It seems like this tier is actually going to be pretty straightforward. We might stop by and do infusion and magic. Oh, because we actually do need to get titanium, and that'll be fun. I'll show you guys how we do that because we're not going to the moon. Anything that I'm missing here, Chet? Is there anything that I should be warned about for a challenge run? Because I think we're good. We have platinum. You might want to check out UU matter infusion. We have not went to any other dimension. We've not gone to any dimension except for the overworld. Yeah, seems straightforward to me. Is there anything else we should do today? I think we're chilling, right? I think that's it. I might call stream there early. I know there was only an hour stream, but we're in HV finally, and it's time to start editing, Jill, I think. So, thank you for joining me. Oh, there's another HP bag. Gamble, obviously. Potion of regen. Nice. Let's go find somebody to raid, and then I will say my normal stuff. That's a quick outro. Who's playing today? Cat's Cozy Games. We don't get to raid Cat's Cozy Games every day. Let's do that. Let's absolutely do that. So, while we raid, reminder to be kind to yourself and others, and do the best that you can, and take pride in your accomplishments. You know, we come a long way in this life, and we do a lot of impressive things, and it's important to not trivialize them. Make sure that you recognize that you've put in the work, and take pride in the work that you put in specifically. That's my lesson for today. I hope you guys have a great time. I will see you guys in editing jail, so I won't actually see you. But in about a month, we should have a new video. Peace, everyone.